Hey guys, so just want to make a quick video on the crypto markets. I try to do so each and every day. Big inflation news, but I will go ahead and say that we've yet again had some violence outpour in America today, and I know a lot of you are watching these messages or watching these videos from around the globe, whether you're in Asia, whether you're in Europe or North America. And for me, I just have to say that man, I just hope and pray that. For everybody involved in the violence today, that they are granted peace by God, and just prayers go out to them. And I know that that's not why you're watching this, but I will say that man, this violence is senseless. Whether it's war, whether it's the violence that we see in our countries, and man, I just pray that we can just come together and have our hearts changed. And while our main goal on this channel is to have crypto market news about money and finances, I mean, that is not even the most important thing in the world, right? It's not at all. And so, money and being debt free and being financially free and having that freedom will not fulfill you. It just really won't. And so I do have to say that as well too. And so while it's important, I just hope that you can find fulfillment in more deeper, meaningful things. Again, I won't get into that on my own personal faith, but I will say that that's just some thoughts about that, because as I make this video today, I do so kind of heavily because of the violence that we've had, and this stuff is actually not even that important, but we'll go ahead, we'll cover it quickly, just kind of give you a rundown of what went down today as far as the financial markets. And if you're watching this, as always, I appreciate your support and just wanted to go ahead and just throw that out there. Okay, so nothing is financial advice. Again, inflation data today, just to kind of break it down really fast. Inflation data came in today, and it came in under expected. Okay, that was the PPI as far as the producer price index. What that came out to is of course costs are initially down, and some people believe that actually the costs are as far as the producers, businesses are actually absorbing these costs instead of pushing them on to customers. And so whether that's in the face of tariffs or whatever. So now, even though inflation came in low today, the big one will be CPI on Thursday. So regardless of when you're watching this in America, the CPI data will come out, and that's the consumer price index. And of course, that's really what captures the prices that consumers are actually paying. And so that data is going to be actually very important, and probably going to be more so important than what you saw today with PPI, and potentially impact the rate cuts and the market in the coming weeks. Okay, so that'll be very important. So make sure that you keep your eyes on that. But as far as that goes, PPI inflation did come in. The stock market actually went up today and hit all-time highs yet again, but yet is chopping and going sideways. We did not see a clear pump after that, but in the end, Bitcoin did get a slight pump. And as I said, shared with you guys multiple times on many videos, that the key was to break over 113 and hold that there. Now we've broken above 113 finally. Will we hold it? I don't know. I hope that we do. This is the 4-hour chart. I hope on the daily chart it continues to break and hold this level, and we continue to go up and to retest this 117. I would foresee that if we hold 113, that we would go up and hit the 117 area, at least test it. We may reject off of it, but the good news is on lower time frames, we have seen a clear uptrend, and you can see these higher lows, and finally a higher high, because we've just been kind of chopping sideways. But again, we want to see Bitcoin continue to move up and break above 117. Breaks above 117, that's definitely probably likely to retest all-time highs. Again, depending on what CPI data shows, depending on FOMC next week, we really don't know what will happen. And so if you're watching this video, regardless of when you're watching this video, we will see CPI information, see how that reacts, because CPI is definitely more important than PPI. If that comes out and it's actually hot in any way or form, it could actually create a pullback again in the market. So again, you have to take it day by day, level by level. There's so much going on right now in the economy that it's hard to really just pinpoint and say, okay, we've turned it around, we're going to go up from here. Because we've seen in the past, many times things will shake out and be quite volatile in these types of moments. So I expect still a lot of chop until FOMC, that we probably won't get a clear direction. But if it can hold 113, thinking that 117 is the next place where Bitcoin goes. Okay, so again, we don't want to break back down in this range. If we break back down in this previous range where we were at, that's probably going to be bearish, and we'll probably retest 109. If we break 109, we're likely to retest 107 and head down to 105. So again, level by level is the important way to go. 4-hour chart right now looks okay. Intraday wise, again, moving on up, we are holding these levels. So again, 113, let's hold that. As far as Ethereum goes as well, Ethereum has actually looked quite weak. This is the 4-hour chart on Ethereum. And if you notice in this box area, that is around 447, 4,475, excuse me, that Ethereum just wicked up in there again, unable to break, and continues to stay sideways in the range. So Ethereum right now is actually quite weak. It's weaker than even Bitcoin. It is certainly weaker than Solana. We'll look at Solana in a minute. But again, to be bullish on Ethereum, you do want to see a continual upside in break of 4,500. Now, we are getting lower highs on Ethereum on the 4-hour chart. On the daily chart, that wick actually is pretty ugly. It's not a good looking wick. So Ethereum is weak right now. But if you're trading Solana, you're a happy person because Solana continues to move up. That's the 4-hour chart. The daily has actually broken new highs the last 3 days in a row. So we continue to hit new highs locally on Solana. And as far as Solana goes, want to see it continue to hold this level. Definitely held 198 to 200. And if it can hold there, I think we're in a good place. But again, higher lows, higher highs. We are seeing uptrends on Solana, and that's mainly maybe because of the DATs or digital asset treasuries that we have with Solana. But with that said, we'll see how it goes. But Solana right now is really outperforming Bitcoin and Ethereum. One of the only other assets that's doing quite well is Hyperliquid or Hype, and we see a break of the all-time high recently. If you're trading this, I think that there's a potential chance if we can't break above 55 to break back down, retest 51, and then bounce. But we are holding all moving averages on the lower time frames. It's looking pretty good. It's a nice uptrend overall. If you go to the daily chart too, there was a clear compression on Hyperliquid. And so with that clear compression, what that tends to lead is to expansion. And I did talk about that in a live video where we would probably expand to the upside, which we have. And now we're currently at $5,500, $55, not $5,500. That would be a big price increase with Hyperliquid. But $55, we're seeing that right now, and hopefully that continues to go to the upside. Maybe retest down here before more upside, but we'll see. But again, if you are in Hyperliquid, it is one of the strongest assets. Solana and Hype are probably two of the assets that you want to be holding or trading or buying if we do have any type of pullback, depending on what CPI data says. Now, if CPI data comes out lower than expected and is cool and, again, bullish for the environment, market for crypto markets, I do expect Hyperliquid and Solana to continue to uptrend and show strength. As far as Ethereum goes, it seems to not be able to break above 4,500. So I would certainly rather be in Solana and Hyperliquid when it comes to that. Okay, guys? So those are the two things that I'm watching for. Bitcoin, again, holding 113 to retest 117. ETH is looking pretty weak. Solana and Hyperliquid continue to show strength. As far as the Fed's decision after the inflation data today, 8% still for 50 basis points, 92% for a 25 basis point change, which is likely what's to happen, and that would be bullish overall. Don't think we're going to get that 50 basis points cut. A lot of people are thinking that right now. Even traders are up to 15% on Polymarket as far as what they think, as far as the basis point decrease and change for rate cuts from the Federal Reserve. And they are betting on 83% for 25 basis point cut, 15% for basis point decrease. If you say no change, 2%, you're very, 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 very likely to lose money because they are very, very, very likely to cut rates. So that's a moonshot right there if you're trying to bet on no change. I certainly wouldn't be a betting person on that. But yeah, as far as that goes, markets are up. Overall, Pump Fund continues to pump. So Pump Fund on chain continues to do well. Hyperliquid, Solana are three of the strongest ones. Avalanche is starting to see some movement. For the really long time, I have talked about AVEX and how it could definitely catch up to some of these other assets. So, a pump in AVEX would actually be pretty good. It's definitely got very far from all-time highs. So big upside for AVEX. Continue to watch that. But if I'm a betting person or if I'm going to buy assets that are doing well, again, that's going to be Hype, Solana, and potentially Pump Fund. Those coins can all be found on major centralized exchanges, guys. So with that said, PPI came out low today. That did impact Bitcoin in a positive way, but we have to see price continue to break above and hold above 113, okay? If it can't do that, then break back down in the previous range, it's very likely that we then break 109 and retest the local lows. But a lot has to come in the next coming days, and that's the CPI data and FOMC. So we're going to continue to take this week by week, or day by day and week by week, and take it level by level, because that's truly the only way you can look and capture the best upside in the market. And again, expect a lot of volatility, so watch the leverage if you guys are leverage trading. But I just wanted to give a quick update on the market and the news of the PPI and how CPI is a big deal, and that's coming out. So I'll have more live streams this coming week. And regardless of wherever you're at in the world, again, I just want to say thanks for watching. And again, I hope my message at the beginning was encouraging, again, because only we can change, right? Only we can change the world, and violence is not going to do that. And, it's just a sad day here in America and in the world continuously. And again, prayers go out to families who are impacted. And, I think in the end, all we can do is do our best, man. And so I hope for that. And I just want to say thanks again for you guys for watching. With that said, I hope that you guys have an encouraging and great rest of your day. And I hope that not only trade safe, but stay safe. And I will see you on the next one.